1818. And he said, "Do we mean the American War?" He added, "The revolution was in the minds and hearts of the people. A change in their religious sentiments, of their duties and obligations. This radical change," these are Adam's words, not mine, "this radical change in the principles, opinions, sentiments, and affections of the people was the real American Revolution, because they did it here first. And they didn't let anybody pluck this out of their hearts."
We can do no less. Now get up and kick their tails. Thank you. Inspirational words, but I'm glad he didn't say. Our next speaker is John Schneider. He's the Public Affairs Director for the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, and also the Treasurer for the Second Amendment Foundation. He's Public Affairs Director for the National Association for Chiefs of Police and serves on the board of the American Federation for Police and Concerned Citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you John Schneider.
Thank you, Jay.
You must have been in the military.
I did well.
You're doing a good job with that flag.
So in order to protect the right to life, you have to protect the right to keep and bear arms. I think that's along with the traditional
Hi, Vicky.
Is that going to be on the website?
Yep.
part of our government officials. The lowest level of taxation would be, and of course we know from other speakers here today that the taxation is horrendous. So I have come to believe that Obama really is a fellow that slithers around the White House. He slithers around the country. He slithers on all the issues. I've come to think of Obama as slithering like a snake. Slithering like a snake on roller skates. Take the issue of firearms, which I'm most associated these days. When Obama was a member of the Illinois state legislature, and then when he was a member of the United States Senate, there could hardly be an anti-gun bill which he did not like. A lot of us brought this out during the campaign, and a significant aspect of this against this bill was the fact that when it came to the Supreme Court, against this law, there had been a motion.
It doesn't bother you. You're not paying attention. The excess spending is the problem. If we didn't have excessive spending, we wouldn't need to raise taxes. If we didn't have wasteful spending, we wouldn't need to raise taxes. I want to read to you real quick part of a letter that great Virginian Thomas Jefferson wrote in 1816 to a friend. He said, "I sincerely believe that the principle of spending money to be paid by posterity under the name of funding is nothing more than swindling the future on a large scale." There you have it, Thomas Jefferson on the stimulus bill. Now, I had the honor of growing up in Albemarle County, down by Charlottesville, literally in the shadow of Monticello. And some of the folks I'd go to school with and some of the teachers that taught me would say, "Oh gosh, all we ever hear about is Thomas Jefferson." Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think there's any such thing as too much Thomas Jefferson. Over the course of the last year and a half, Americans for Prosperity has been crisscrossing this state, taking the grassroots message of conservatism and the free market to citizens from the Cumberland Gap up here to Northern Virginia and down to Virginia Beach. And it's been a pleasure. We've held town halls, dozens of town halls all across Virginia. And the one thing that stays the same, the one message we continue to hear is that citizens are angry that their money is being misspent in Richmond. That the politicians don't understand what enough is. If you ask the union members or the teachers' unions or other groups that are always down there with their hands out begging for more money, how much is enough to solve your problem, the reality is they can never give you an amount. The answer is always more. It's never a dollar figure.
Happy 4th of July to everyone. My name is Rafael Lopez. I'm a candidate for delegate for the 52nd District, the district of Delegate Jeff Frederick. And I'm a proud first-generation American, and time and time again, I've always asked myself, what can I do for this country? This is the greatest country on earth, and not what the government can do for me. And I'm going to continue to do that if elected as your delegate. I'm a former councilman in the town of Dumfries, a former zoning administrator, and I believe in what you believe, which is low taxes, less government, pro-Second Amendment, pro-life. Yeah! I want to talk a little bit about the Barack Obama administration. Folks, we've been duped because this president ran a campaign based on promises that he hasn't kept, on a movement that was false, because it was a movement based against the Bush administration. Folks, we need to stand up now. We need to start to think about the upcoming election. That's what Barack Obama is doing. He's starting to seek re-election. We have a movement that we can get started. We have a movement based on principles. Low taxes, pro-Second Amendment, pro-life. We got to get it off the ground and everywhere throughout the United States of America. We have the upcoming elections on November the 3rd, and I hope that you and your friends can come out and vote for our candidates with Bob McDonnell, Bill Bowling, Cuccinelli, and in your respective House of Delegates seats, Rich Anderson, Scott Lingelfelter, and of course me. Thank you very much.
233 years ago, a bunch of folks not too unlike yourselves got together, and they'd had enough too. They'd been taxed enough. You know, they'd had their freedoms squashed enough. They had had their representation taken away from them enough. They got together, they were farmers, they were merchants, there were a few lawyers, you had physicians, and they decided that we have had it. We can't take this anymore, and you got your Declaration of Independence. That's what today is about. We're celebrating July 4th, the beginning of our country, its birth. And that's those folks, just like you, that said we're taking it in our hands. The flame of liberty that burned in their hearts was not. What are you going to do about it? You, every one of you. You came out here, you took the afternoon off. You wanted to hear speakers, and you've heard about all your grievances are. We've been hashed around, kicked it around, everybody's reinforced it in your mind. Now I'm asking you, what are you going to do? These guys went out there, they risked their careers, fortunes, their homes, their lands, and their lives. All were at stake, and much was lost. The cost of liberty was not light. But to the last man, they agreed on one thing, and that's it was worth it. I guess so. They founded the greatest country on the face of this earth. And here we stand today. Our freedoms are under assault once again. Taxes are being imposed of your lives. But you do have to risk something. Be it some time going door to door, to do some phone banking, do events like this, host a fundraiser for your favorite candidate, even your local committee. Or you can pony up some cash for the campaign so that others can be more effective. Remember, with those liberties and rights, let's take our country back, take our communities back starting today. Let's do it. Come on, all of you, let's do this together. God bless America. God bless all of you. Thank you.